Stand, sir. Just walk a step. Raise your right hand and swing by the clock.
You swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Juan Ramos
How are you employed?
with the Tampa Police Department
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
since October 13, 2015.
Prior to 2015, did you have any prior law enforcement experience?
Yes, I was a patrol deputy with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for 3 years and a military police officer with the United States Marine Corps for 6 years before that.
And before, what unit are you currently assigned to?
I am currently assigned to the homicide unit
How long have you been in homicide?
since February 6 of 2024.
Is that as a detective?
Yes.
Had you been a detective in another unit at the Tampa Police Department before coming to homicide?
Yes, prior to homicide, I was a District 1 adverse violent crimes detective,
And how long were you in that position?
approximately 5 months.
Back on June 23rd of 2024, did you respond to a homicide that occurred at the Home to Suites and Holiday Inn located across from the University of South Florida?
I did.
What's the address of that area, specifically the Home to Suites?
11606 North McKinley Drive,
And what county is that located in?
Hillsborough County,
And what city?
Tampa, Florida.
Why did you respond to that location?
I was called to respond to that location by my supervisor as I was going to be the lead detective in the homicide that occurred there
What time did you arrive at the location?
at approximately 6:23 a.m.
What was your role in this investigation?
I was the lead detective.
What are the responsibilities and duties of the lead detective in a homicide investigation?
The lead detective has the primary responsibility of gathering all the facts and conducting the investigation. So it's kind of like a team effort, but the lead detective would be the team captain, so to speak.
Are there other detectives in homicide that play a particular role in an investigation?
Yes.
And what role would that be?
So at the scene, we have the lead detective, and then we have the second lead. So there would be a detective that would assist the lead. And then at this specific scene, we also had two homicide scene detectives that would be there to process the scene and deal with the scene.
Who was the second that assisted you in this investigation?
Detective Aaron Campbell. He's a sergeant now, but yes.
You said that there were two detectives in charge of the crime scene detectives. Is that correct?
Correct.
Who were they?
They were Detective David Alverson and Detective Matthew Kirkpatrick.
When you arrived, had the crime scene perimeter already been established?
Yes,
Did you receive an initial briefing when you arrived?
I did.
Was your sergeant already on scene?
I believe so.
And who is that?
Sergeant Rachel Chonik.
When you first arrived, did you make your own observations and do a walkthrough of the crime scene?
I did.
And what were your observations?
I noted that the entire scene spanned from the south end of the homes to suites up through the north from there through adjoining parking lot to the Holiday Inn, which was right next to it. And the scene started at the south end of homes to suites where there were some shell casings and some impact strikes found and spanned north to where a black Dodge Charger and the victim's body was found.
Was the victim's body, was it still on scene when you arrived?
Yes, it was.
Had the victim been tentatively identified at that point?
Yes, he was.
What information did you receive in regards to the victim?
I was notified that his name was Charles Jones and that he was a rapper by the stage name of Julio Foolio.
Were there officers with the Tampa Police Department that had already done some initial research into the background of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Had you previously been aware or knew who Charles Jones was before this investigation?
No.
What information was relayed to you regarding Charles Jones' background at the scene on June 23rd of 2024?
I learned that he was a prominent rapper out of Jacksonville who was in Tampa over the weekend to celebrate his birthday and that he had been at a couple clubs before getting to the homes to suites.
Based on that information, at some point during the course of your investigation, did you make contact with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, in particular their gang unit?
Yes, I was ultimately put in contact with the Jacksonville gang unit.
Was there someone with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that was assigned to assist you and put as the lead for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And would that be in a role of assisting another law enforcement agency?
Yes.
What law enforcement agency primarily has jurisdiction over any homicide that occurs within the borders of Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa?
It would be the City of Tampa Police Department.
When you were at the scene, were you made aware of any sort of witnesses or eyewitnesses to the homicide?
No eyewitnesses.
Was there any persons that were identified to you that were present with the victim, either in another vehicle or in the vehicle when this occurred?
Yes.
And did you attempt to take initial interviews at the scene?
I did.
Who did you interview at the scene?
I interviewed other people who were with the victim. The victim was found to have traveled to Homestead Suites as a part of a 3-car entourage, 2 cars following his car, and still remaining at the scene was the vehicle of the victim's girlfriend, Armani Turner, and the 2 occupants that were in her vehicle.
I think you said initially that the black Dodge Charger still contained the victim. Is that correct?
Correct.
What were the make and models of the 2 other vehicles in the victim's entourage?
Armani Turner's vehicle was a Hyundai Sonata, gray or silver, I believe, and then there was a black Nissan Altima that belonged to Tafa McRae.
Was the black Nissan Altima, was that at that location, or was that later discovered at a different location?
That one was discovered at a different location. It was not at the scene at my arrival.
Now, you said that you interviewed Armani Turner, is that correct?
Correct.
What is the nature of her relationship to the victim, in this case, Charles Jones?
At the time, she was the active girlfriend of Mr. Jones.
When did her interview occur?
It occurred approximately 7:30 a.m. at the scene. It was one of the first ones I did.
And when you say 7:30 a.m., are you saying June 23rd of 2024, going into the later morning hours?
Correct.
What was her demeanor at the time when you interviewed her?
She was visibly upset and about the situation, obviously.
Without going into what she said, was her interview recorded?
Yes, it was.
Was she put under oath?
Yes.
And did you take a statement from her?
Yes.
Were there any other individuals that were pointed out to you that had been in one of those 3 vehicles still at the scene over there at the Home to Suites?
Yes, there was Miss Randolph, who was a friend of Armani Turner's passenger of the front seat passenger of the Hyundai Sonata, and then Mr. Robert Howard, who was a back seat passenger of the Hyundai Sonata.
Again, did you take an interview with Miss Randolph?
I did.
Did she provide that to you?
Yes.
Was it recorded, and was it a sworn interview?
Yes, it was.
Mr. Howard, same questions. Did you interview him as well?
Yes, I did.
Was it a recorded and sworn interview?
Yes, it was.
And did you, after those interviews, did you have an understanding as to what vehicle that they were in?
I did.
And what vehicle were those 3 individuals, Ms. Turner, Ms. Randolph, and Mr. Howard, in?
Armani Turner's Hyundai Sonata.
At some point in the course of your investigation, did you learn that there was another vehicle with the victim's entourage or the victim's party that was not on scene at the Home to Suites?
I did.
Where was that vehicle located?
That vehicle was located on a Gates Drive just north of Advent Hospital nearby.
Had there been other members of the Tampa Police Department that had responded to that location?
Yes.
Were you also alerted that there were other victims that had been shot in this investigation?
I was.
Who had been shot, and when were you notified of that?
At the scene, I was notified by Sergeant Portman that there was 2 other occupants in Mr. Jones's Charger that were struck by gunfire, Gino Norris Jr. and Xavier Edwards, and I was told that they were transported to the Tampa General Hospital. And then I learned of Camilla Bentley being shot as well as an occupant of the Tafa McRae's Nissan Altima, and she self-transported to Advent Health.
When you arrived on scene, had any of those other victims, Miss Bentley, Mr. Edwards, or Mr. Norris, were they still on scene, or had they already been removed or left?
Removed or left. They were not there.
Going back to your briefing, at some point, did you make contact with Officer Bernard DeJesus?
I did.
And did you get any information with him concerning Jacksonville and the victims, where the victims were primarily from?
Yes.
Did you also get additional information specifically about his background and any sort of connection with the gang?
I did.
Can you tell us what you learned at that point?
Yes, I learned that the victim was a prominent rapper from Jacksonville and that he was associated with or a member of a gang called 6 Block, and that they had some rivals, ATK, NHG, and 1200, and that it was possible that some rivals had traveled down to Tampa and participated in this.
Did you get any information regarding what his known stage name was or what was his rapper name?
Yes, it was Julio Foolio.
Did you get any information as to what it was that he was doing in town?
He was celebrating his birthday, and also he had a paid performance at a club, Teasers, on Nebraska.
During your investigation, did you yourself look at Charles Jones' Instagram account?
I did.
Did you find any sort of advertisements where he was advertising that he would be in Tampa appearing at Teasers or Truth 18?
I did.
When were those advertisements posted in relation to June 23rd of 2024? Is that something you can discern by looking at his Instagram?
Yes, the earliest posting that I found on his Instagram was from approximately June 14th, 8 days before he had to be in Tampa, and it was a flyer advertising that he would be at Teasers Club in Tampa, Florida.
Did it also alert individuals who would see that advertisement on Instagram the date that he would be in Tampa at Teasers?
Yes.
And what was that date?
That was going to be June 22nd.
And you said, I think you mentioned a couple of gangs, and I just want to make sure that I understand. You said that some of the initial information was that he was in 6 Block, I'm referring to Charles Jones, that you were also provided information from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as to who the potential rival gang members were. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think you listed more than one. What were those gangs again?
ATK and potentially a subset group of ATK, NHG, and then also 1200.
And is that NHG, does that stand for No Hospital Gang?
Correct.
And then you also said 1200, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, I want to ask you again about the victims that survived, starting with Gino Norris. At some point, were you made aware of where they were transported to?
Yes, I was notified that Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards were transported to the Tampa General Hospital.
Did you yourself go to the Tampa General Hospital?
I did.
Did you attempt to take interviews with Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards?
I did.
Did you interview Gino Norris?
I did.
What sort of injuries did he have?
He had a gunshot wound to his upper right arm.
Were you able to do a interview with Xavier Edwards?
No.
Why not?
He was in surgery at the time that we were there.
At some point after he was out of surgery, were you apprised about what sort of injuries that Mr. Edwards had?
I was.
What injuries did Mr. Edwards have?
He also sustained a gunshot wound to his right upper arm and some graze wounds to the right side of his head.
Did you also go to Advent Hospital to interview Camilla Bentley?
I did.
Approximately what time did you go to Advent Hospital?
It was approximately 9 a.m., between 8:30 and 9 a.m. in that time frame.
Still on June 23rd of 2024, is that correct,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am. Yes.
Were you able to interview Miss Bentley?
No.
Why not?
She had checked out against medical advice and left the hospital prior to my arrival there.
At some point later in time, did you attempt to take a sworn recorded interview of Ms. Bentley?
I tried to make contact with her. I didn't. I wasn't
Were you
able to.
ever able to?
No.
Tafa McCrae, are you aware who that individual is?
Yes.
How did you become aware of Mr. McCrae?
Mr. McCrae was still around Advent Health, and I spoke to him near his vehicle, which was parked just north of Advent Health.
And is that an apartment complex that was located on Gates Drive?
Correct.
Was Mr. McCrae, was he still present there at that location when you made contact with him?
He was.
Was he cooperative with your investigation?
He was.
Did you learn at some point from other law enforcement officers with the Tampa Police Department that Mr. McCrae had willingly turned over a firearm to you?
I did.
Was that firearm in normal course taken and impounded by the Tampa Police Department so further testing could be done if necessary?
It was.
And the vehicle that Mr. McCrae had driven, you said that that was also located at that Gates Drive, is that correct?
Correct.
Did crime scene investigators and detectives from the Tampa Police Department go over there to photograph, document, and process that vehicle as well?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Did that vehicle also have gunshot damage to the vehicle?
Yes, it did.
I'm going to ask you about the video footage in this case. At some point, were you made aware that there was video footage that was collected from the home to suites?
Yes, I was.
When did you learn of the video footage that was collected at the home to suites?
Very early on at the scene.
Did you yourself watch the video footage from the home to suites?
I did.
Were there other sources and other cameras other than from the hotel itself of the homicide that occurred at home to suites?
Yes, there was important footage recovered from a Tesla that was parked next to the homes to suites.
How many times did you watch that video footage initially?
At the scene, a couple times.
During your observations or viewing the video footage, were there suspect vehicles that you became aware of that were relevant to your investigation?
Yes.
And what suspect vehicles were there and how many?
From the footage, we were able to determine two suspects' vehicles, a black Chevy Impala and a silver Chevy Cruze.
Did you ask for assistance with other Tampa police officers in helping to narrow down the year of the black Chevy Impala that was depicted in the video footage from home to suites?
Yes.
And at some point, were you able to narrow down and actually have the registered owner of the black Chevy Impala that was involved in this homicide?
Yes.
Can you tell us how that was done?
Yes, so we had a very good high-definition footage and a good description of the vehicle, so what we did was we conducted an extensive license plate reader search, having the make and models and the idea that they traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa. We were able to find the actual identities of the vehicles through license plate reader technology.
Can you tell us a little bit about license plate reader technology and how that works?
Sure. So we have a system, a couple systems, Flock, Recore, are just a couple of the ones we use. And what they are is it's a database that you can go on and research, and it has access to cameras spread out all over different jurisdictions within Florida, cities, counties, on the highway. So basically, if you drove from Jacksonville to Tampa, you would probably pass many license plate readers throughout the drive.
And these license plate readers that are throughout Florida, do they have the ability to take a photograph of the license plate readers when it is identified?
Yes, a camera would scan the plate, and then there would be a photograph of the actual vehicle and the plate at the date and time that it was scanned and taken.
And do these license plate readers, do they also record the location of where the scan and the license plate was recognized?
Yes, they do.
Does it also record the date and time when it comes into contact with a certain license plate?
Yes, it does.
Now, you said that they're all over Florida. There are some on the highways and the roadways, is that correct?
Correct.
Could it be a still-mounted camera that is on the highway above a traffic light?
Correct.
Can it also be mobile? Can there be license plate readers that are attached, for instance, to tow trucks?
Yes.
So they can be, there's various different locations all throughout the state of Florida that has this technology, is that correct?
Correct.
And so when you narrowed down the black Chevy Impala, did you have assistance from other fellow officers from the Tampa Police Department, including Detective Skull, as well as one of your civilian investigators who were able to track down and narrow it down to 3 tag numbers for that make and model of a black Chevy Impala?
Correct.
At some point, did your civilian investigator find and locate a black Chevy Impala that was in Hillsborough County during that time period, the weekend of the homicide?
Yes.
What was that tag number, do you remember?
68DLWD.
Who was it registered to?
It was registered to Damali Lyle out of Jacksonville, Florida.
During the course of your investigation, did you learn who Damali Lyle is related to in relation to one of the co-defendants in this homicide?
Yes, Damali Lyle is the mother of co-defendant Sean Gaithright.
And where does Damali Lyle live?
13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
Located in Duval County?
Correct.
Did you locate the address of Sean Gaithright, one of the co-defendants in this case?
Yes.
Where does Mr. Gaithright live as well?
751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
Did you also able to determine the license plate for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
How did you determine what the license plate was for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Once we have the black Impala identified, there's a variation that you can run in the system called the convoy feature, and what we would want to see is if any other plate hit at the same tag readers that the Impala hit at the same time in multiple locations, indicating that they're traveling together. And we did find a silver Chevy Cruze 2018 with a tag number of 30B NRI that hit at multiple LPRs with the Impala.
Did you learn who the silver Chevy Cruze with the tag number 30 BNRI belonged to?
Yes, Jasmine Glennon.
Does Jasmine Glennon have a relationship with any of the co-defendants in this case?
Yes, she shares a child in common with Shaheem Murphy, the brother of co-defendant Rashad Murphy.
Also cousins to Davion Murphy?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would introduce into evidence States Exhibit 80, 81, 82, and 46A, B, and C.
Any objection?
These are the ones I showed you. Do you want me to show you again?
Okay, admitted.
So, Detective, I think that you mentioned a couple of different companies. One was Vigilant, is that correct?
Flock, Recore, and Vigilant is one of them as well, yes.
And did you utilize cameras from Florida from all 3 of those companies?
Yes.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit number 80. So up here it says Brittany Jackson. Who is that?
She is one of our civilian crime analysts for homicide at the city of Tampa.
And I want you to kind of go through and explain what is depicted on this investigative summary. So what do we have here, over here in the upper left-hand corner?
That would be a picture of the entire vehicle of the plate that the camera's focused on.
And then the center picture,
That is a picture of the plate that the camera's focused on.
and these two photographs, that's actually the photograph being taken by the license plate reader, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And then what is this third picture over here to the right of the license plate?
That is a Google Maps sort of satellite image of where that camera is located.
And then can you explain exactly what is also captured, some of the details that the license plate detection captures and records when these photographs are taken?
Yes, so here you would have the date and time of the capture, and then the organization who's that camera is up for, the case number that was input when we searched, and then the device name, which also has its location 301 CR 225 Lottie.
And that would be its physical address, is that correct?
Correct.
Does it also give additional information with regards to the device location?
Yes, the Latin longitude there, where your finger's at.
Okay. And then the nearest address, that would be a physical mailing address, is that correct?
Correct.
And all of this corresponds to the mapping that is done, is that correct?
Yes.
And so you got license plate readers hits within Hillsborough County that occurred on June 22nd of 2024 for this black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
And I'm sorry, can you again say what the time was on June 22nd?
The capture time is 9:05, 17 seconds PM, UTC, so -4.
Okay, and they also give you the Eastern Standard Time right underneath, is that correct?
Correct, 5:05.
And then again, was there, I'm going to show you the second page of this exhibit, was there another hit within Hillsborough County for this license plate reader that occurred at approximately 5:21:23 p.m.?
I'm sorry, just one minor correction.
Yes, sir.
Hillsborough County is the organization that Brittany's running it under. The actual county where the hits are occurring are all the way at the bottom.
Oh, I apologize.
So
Yeah,
that first one was, this one's Bradford, and I'm not sure what the first one was, but these hits are indicating the travel down from Jacksonville before they get into Hillsborough.
But just for the record and clarification, since we said that it belonged to the organization was Hillsborough County, I'm going to go back to the first.
Yeah, sorry about
page.
that. Counties on there. Yes, so that hit is in Bradford, and that's where the actual camera is located at, in Lottie, in Bradford County.
And then again, the black Chevy Impala, where is it located at this time?
So if you scroll, yeah, so this one is maintained by Florida Highway Patrol, and this one's actually in Tampa, Florida. So the north end of Tampa.
And for the record, can you give the time and date of when it actually is in Tampa, Florida?
Yes, the Eastern Standard Time was 7:39 p.m. on June 22nd, 2024.
And were there many hits that you got on this vehicle between the dates of June 22nd going into June 28th? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, June 26th.
Correct.
I'm going to show you one more, just jumping ahead to June 23rd. What is the date and time of this?
This one is 4:25 p.m. on June 23rd, 2024, out of Polk County.
And is this time frame, is this after the homicide occurred?
Correct. This is approximately 12 hours after the homicide.
And where does Mr. Gathright, Sean Gathwright's grandmother live?
In Auburndale in Polk County.
And is this hit in Auburndale?
Yes.
Did you also look for hits belonging to the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, I did.
And at some point in your investigation, did you look for points where both of those vehicles were in tandem when they were hitting near the license plate readers close in time?
Yes, I did. I found 4 separate license plate reader hits where they were traveled within 1 minute apart from each other.
To show you States Exhibit 81. I'm going to go to 82, strike that. I'm going to show you States Exhibit 82. Can you tell us what is being depicted in this photograph? I'm sorry, license plate report.
Yes, this one's from the RECORE system, and it's depicting the silver Cruze hitting within cameras specifically that we have in the city of Tampa.
Okay, can you give us the time and the location of where it's hitting?
Yes, starting at the bottom was the first one within the city of Tampa at 7:46 Eastern Standard Time p.m. on June 22nd at Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms. The next one in chronological order would be in the middle there. It was at 2:38 a.m. on June 23rd, 2024, hitting at Hillsborough Avenue and 15th Street North. And then the third one up top is at 3:41 a.m. at June 23rd, also hitting at Hillsborough and 15th.
And the second page of this exhibit?
Yeah, this is another license plate reader hit for the 2018 silver Chevy Cruze at within Tampa, Bruce B. Downs and Tampa Palms.
And then does it also give you the longitude and latitude?
Yes, it does.
Going back when it is on Bruce B. Downs, what is the exact time that it is hitting off of the Bruce B. Downs camera?
7:46 p.m., June 22nd, 2021.
Now I want to show you the black Chevy Impala. Is that also on the Bruce B. Downs license plate reader camera?
Correct.
And again, what is the time frame?
7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 22nd, 2024.
So within a minute of the silver Chevy Cruze hitting that same camera, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you prepare maps that coordinated and showed the kind of progression of these 2 vehicles utilizing the license plate readers?
Yes.
I'm going to show you, this is also a part of States Exhibit 82. Was this the next one?
Yes, this is another one in Tampa for the silver Cruze.
And the next page shows the longitude and latitude.
Correct.
And then what's this a photograph of? Oh, hold on.
Again, the silver Cruze hitting at Hillsborough 15th at 3:41 a.m. on the 23rd.
And the location?
Hillsborough and 15th.
And then what is this a photograph of?
This is actually the black Chevy Impala hitting at Hillsborough and 15th around the same time, 3:41 a.m.
Utilizing the same camera?
Correct.
And did you also utilize license plate readers from Vigilant?
Yes.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit 81. This report looks a little bit different, but very similar information, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell us what is the photograph on top?
Yeah, so this is actually a photograph of a vehicle registered to co-defendant Isaiah Chance, and that plate number 53EDYN is confirmed in the Florida DHMV database to be registered to Mr. Chance.
And is this the map showing where it's located?
Correct.
And where is this particular license plate reader located?
So this was in the vicinity of 13757 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
And is this license plate reader one of the mobile ones that is on a moving vehicle that happened to capture the license plate?
Correct. This would likely have been a tow truck driving through that neighborhood.
And what address was the co-defendant Isaiah Chance's vehicle located at?
It was in front of 13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, but it's showing 57 there, so in the vicinity of.
Okay. And who do we know that lives near that address in that vicinity?
That's Sean Gaithwright's house.
And what was the date and time that the co-defendant's car was placed at Sean Gaithwright's house?
May 28, 2024 at 10:17 p.m.
And was this?
10:17 p.m., ma'am? Yes, of course.
And how was this relevant to your initial investigation?
This was the first time that we had some linkage between Isaiah Chance, the co-defendant Isaiah Chance, and Sean Gaithwright. So I knew of Sean Gaithwright's name because of the registration on the black Impala, and now this provided linkage between co-defendant Isaiah Chance and Sean Gaithwright.
Had you, without going into your conversations with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, had Isaiah Chance, his name, been provided to you during the course of your initial investigation when you first made contact and investigated the gang relevance to this particular case?
Yes.
So that was a name that you were familiar with when you had this hit on your license plate reader?
Yes.
I'm going to show you 46A. I'm going to blow it up a little bit for you. Did you put together this diagram?
Yes, I asked for it to be put together.
Can you take us through exactly, and let's start off, what is in the center?
In the center there is a satellite map view of most of the state of Florida.
Now, over here on the left-hand side of this diagram, you have several addresses lettered A through G. Is that correct?
Correct.
What are those address reference points on this diagram?
So what we did was we put in the date and time and the location of the LPR hits that we just went through, and then this kind of mapped it out visually for us so we can see the path of travel from Jacksonville to Tampa.
And these are the license plate reader hits for the silver Chevy Cruze, is that correct?
Correct.
That has the tag number 308 NRI.
30B, yes, correct.
Sorry, did I say, is that a B, not an 8?
It should be a B. I think it was on this specific photo. So some of the LPR hits have confused the B for the 8. I think in this specific photo it says 8, but it's a B.
And then 46B.
A similar map created for the black Impala.
And on the left-hand side, you have 4 points of location of license plate readers where the black Chevy Impala was seen. Is that correct?
Yeah, this was one of the ones done a little bit earlier. I think in total we had 8 points, but at the time that this one was created, we had 4 points, yes.
So in addition, there are 4 additional points that you have been able to locate for this black Chevy Impala when it was traversing from Jacksonville to Tampa. Is that correct?
A total of 8 points from Jacksonville to Tampa, and then from Tampa to Polk.
States Exhibit 46C.
Yeah, this is a comparison of those two lists and a little bit more complete. This one included all of the hits for the Chevy Cruze and all of the hits for the black Impala.
So how many letters are for the license plate reader for the for the silver Chevy Cruze?
So everything there from A to J on the top.
And are they designated with a little red tag?
Correct.
And then how many points of contact with the license plate readers for the black Chevy Impala?
Everything from A to J on the bottom in blue.
And now I want to ask you, why have you highlighted, these different points of interest for the silver Chevy Cruze as well as for the black Chevy Impala?
At the time that I highlighted these were the 3 out of the 4 that I had found where they had hit around the same times at the same readers, indicating a traveling in tandem or convoy feature.
And for the record, can you list each one of the times when both the Chevy Impala as well as the silver Chevy Cruze hit at the same license plate reader very close in time?
If I could refer to my report, I actually have all 4 of them listed out.
Yes,
Is
there
that
was
all right?
additional ones.
Yeah,
than
there was
this.
there was one more. Hold on, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I can read it right. Yeah, so the 4 that they traveled close in time was westbound on Highway 326 at Northwest Gameville Road within the same minute at 18:09 hours, so 6:09 p.m. on 6/22/24.
Is that letter B for the black Chevy Impala and letter E for the silver Chevy?
Correct. And then the second one that I have was southbound on I-75, 275 within the same minute at 7:39 p.m. on 6/22/2024.
Okay.
That would have been F for the Cruze and C for the Impala.
So more specifically off of Tampa Palms Boulevard, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then the third one?
Southbound on Bruce B. Downs and Tampa Palms Boulevard. I'm sorry. So the I-75 and 275 is a separate one from the Tampa Palms.
That was a separate one?
Yes.
I apologize. Okay.
And then I have Bruce B. Downs, Tampa Palms, 1945 to 1947 on 6/22. That's F and C. And then I've got Hillsborough and 15th at 3:42 a.m. on 6/23/24.
Can you point out on the map, the one when it's coming on the interstate that is not designated on this particular diagram, 42C?
Yeah, so that one was at
I'm sorry, 46C.
I-75 and 275, so that would have been just the north end of Tampa. So coming into Tampa where I-75 and 275 meet.
And you also caught them on license plate readers when they were leaving Tampa, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you said you had previously heard of Isaiah Chance. Were you aware of or made aware of any sort of gang nicknames or stage names or rapper names that he had?
Yes, specifically Gutta Z.
And what about Gutta Man?
Gutta Man as well, yes.
Where was he from?
Jacksonville.
I want to jump forward a little bit at this point in your direct examination. Have there been other suspects that are charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit the murder of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Who are they?
In addition to the defendant, Alicia Andrews, there's defendants Isaiah Chance, Sean Gaithright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy.
Going back to the point in your investigation, after you identified the owner of the silver Chevy Cruze, did you make an attempt to interview the owner of the car, Jasmine Glennon?
I did. When
did that take place?
That took place, I can't recall the exact date, but it was a good time after the initial scene.
What about the registered owner to the black Chevy Impala, Damalie Lyle?
Detective Alverson spoke to her.
And is that normal course when you are in a homicide investigation? Are there certain points of the investigation where you require the assistance of other detectives within the homicide unit to conduct an interview to assist you in this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, very much so. It's a team effort.
And who did you say did the interview of Damalie Lyle?
Detective Alverson.
Was Detective Alverson, was he also one of the detectives who actually drove to that location in Auburndale with Sean Gathwright's grandmother when the black Chevy Impala was located?
Correct.
After you determined the tag numbers of both vehicles, what did you do with that information?
Those vehicles were entered into FCIC, NCIC, so the Florida and the national database as felony wanted vehicles.
So does that go out throughout the state of Florida
And the nation, yes.
and beyond? Is
Yes,
that correct? So
correct.
Georgia would have been aware and alerted that you were looking for both a silver Chevy Cruze as well as a black Chevy Impala with the license tag registration information. Is that correct?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Would they also have been aware of make, model, and potentially have photographs of the vehicles?
Yes, they would have all the relevant identifying information to the vehicle.
At some point in your investigation, were you alerted that the silver Chevy Cruze had been located?
Yes, I was.
Where was it located?
That vehicle was located in Gwinnett County, Georgia.
And when did that happen?
That happened on June 26, approximately between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m.
June 26th of 2024?
24, yes, ma'am.
So 3 days after the homicide had occurred, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you find out that the silver Chevy Cruze was located?
I received a phone call from Lieutenant Christopher Cheek of the Gwinnett County Police Department, who informed me that he had located the vehicle.
Did you respond to Gwinnett County?
Yes, after the vehicle was taken into custody, I traveled up to Gwinnett County.
Did anybody respond with you?
Yes, the second lead detective, Aaron Campbell.
When an item of evidence is located outside of your jurisdiction in another state, do you have to seek the assistance of the local law enforcement agency where the item of evidence is located?
Yes.
Did you do this in this particular investigation?
Yes, I was put in contact with specifically a homicide detective in Gwinnett County that assisted me.
Did he assist you in obtaining a search warrant to seize and impound the black Chevy Impala?
There was one in Polk County, and then specifically this Cruze in Gwinnett was...
I apologize. I said that we're still talking about the silver Chevy Cruze, and I said black Impala. Forgive me.
No, I
So
understand.
going back to the silver Chevy Cruze, when you were in Gwinnett County, did you obtain assistance from Gwinnett County with their police officers to obtain a search warrant to seize and impound the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, ma'am. Detective Angela Carter with the homicide unit in Gwinnett assisted me with the search warrants in Gwinnett.
Part of that process, do you provide Detective Carter with the probable cause, the basis for the search warrant in order to be able to search and seize that vehicle?
Correct. I would provide the probable cause, and then she would draft something called a co-affiant search warrant to present to a judge or magistrate in her jurisdiction.
And did you obtain authorization from a judge to be able to impound and search that vehicle?
Yes.
Were photographs provided and taken by, with the assistance of the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Department, of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
Did you make contact with a person by the name of Rashad Murphy?
I did.
Why did you make contact with Rashad Murphy?
I learned from Gwinnett that he was taken into custody for a resisting charge, and he was still in custody when I got there, so I attempted to interview him in relation to this offense here in Tampa.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification, States Exhibit 37A and 37B. Do you recognize both of these? items of evidence?
Yes, I do.
And do those photographs, do they fairly and accurately depict Rashad Murphy?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence States Exhibit 37A and 37B.
Any objection? Admitted.
Detective Ramos, who is depicted in 37A?
This is co-defendant Rashad Murphy.
Now I'm going to go to the black Chevy Impala that I mistakenly referred to earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Did at some point in your investigation, were you alerted that a black Chevy Impala was located?
Yes, during our drive to Gwinnett County, I was alerted that the black Impala was found in Auburndale, Polk County.
So still on June 26th of 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Who contacted you?
Ultimately, I was informed by Detective Alberson, who I had sent over there to coordinate with Polk County.
And did he, as well as Detectives Kirkpatrick, go to Polk County in order to facilitate that part of the investigation with the black Chevy Impala that was found at Sean Gathwright's grandmother's house?
Yes.
Were you later apprised and briefed by both of those detectives as to what occurred in Auburndale, Florida, with the black Chevy Impala?
I was.
Was the black Chevy Impala impounded, and was a search warrant obtained to search and seize that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you also made aware of video footage that was obtained from Lorna Allen, Sean Gathwright's grandmother, of security cameras that were at her home in Auburndale, Florida?
I was.
Did you request that an interview be conducted of Lorna Allen?
Yes.
Who interviewed her?
Detective Alberson and Kirkpatrick.
And how is Miss Allen connected to this case?
She is the grandmother of co-defendant Sean Gathwright.
And is it your understanding that she actually was stopped driving the black Chevy Impala in
Correct.
Auburndale, Florida?
Yes.
And when did that occur?
On June 26, 2024.
During the course of the investigation and Detective Alberson's and Detective Kirkpatrick's part of the investigation, was there alert put out for a gold Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, from Lorna Allen's interview, I learned that the co-defendant Sean Gathwright was now traveling in a gold Toyota 4Runner and believed to be back in Jacksonville. So I contacted the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and basically put out a bolo for that vehicle to see if it could be found.
Same type of alert that you've mentioned previously?
No. So in this case, there wasn't a probable cause for the 4Runner at that time. So it was just a generic bolo, whereas for the first two cars, it was actually put into the Florida National Database. So in the case of the 4Runner, I just asked for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to go look for it visually.
And at some point, did the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office make contact with that gold Toyota 4Runner?
Correct.
Did you get notified when that occurred?
Yes.
When did that occur?
That occurred that same day, earlier in the evening, June 26, somewhere in the afternoon.
Were you apprised of who was located in the vehicle?
Yes, co-defendant Sean Gathwright.
And was that vehicle searched and items of evidence relevant to this investigation obtained?
Yes, ultimately, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was able to develop probable cause, and a lawful search of the vehicle was conducted, and items relevant to this case were found in it.
Did you obtain those photographs and made aware of the items of evidence that was seized?
Yes, I was.
What items were seized and impounded and relevant to this particular case in the Toyota Gold 4Runner?
The most important thing relevant to the case there was a small cardboard box that contained approximately 8 or 9 rifle shell casings. They were spent casings. Those were submitted for ballistic analysis, and they were not even matched to a prior attempt on the victim Charles Jones' life. from October 7th, 2023 in Jacksonville. And then in addition to those, there was an abundance of firearms materials, items that could be used as accessory on rifles. I believe there was also a Glock pistol and a bunch of ammunition as well.
Let me stop you there and
Sure.
ask a couple of follow-up questions. When you say that there were some shell casings from a rifle that were collected from the Toyota 4Runner that NIBIN back to the attempted homicide that occurred of Charles Jones, or aggravated battery, where he was shot in October of 2023, did you have those shell casings, those rifle shell casings, submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for examination in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the analyst, was she able to determine that those shell casings that were found in Mr. Gathwright's Toyota 4Runner were indeed fired from the same rifle, assault rifle, that shot the shell casings connected with the attempted murder or aggravated battery of Charles Jones that occurred earlier in October of 2023?
Yes, correct.
And as the case detective, you would be made aware of the testing that was done pursuant to this case, is that correct?
Correct.
In fact, you also make the decisions of what sort of items need to be submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement office for analysis, is that correct?
Correct.
And how do you make those type of decisions?
It just depends on what the evidence is at the scene and the reasonableness, whether we think that we're going to get something of value, evidentiary value from it.
And so when you were alerted by NIBIN, and what is NIBIN and how does that play a role when it comes to shell casings that are recovered at different crime scenes?
Yeah, so NIBIN is kind of a national database of shell casings that get ejected out of firearms, and basically every shell casing sort of has a unique fingerprint, so to speak. So whenever a casing gets found at a crime scene, it gets put into NIBIN, and then if we find a casing in the future, run it through the system, it could give us a correlation between a different scene that shell casing firearm was used at.
And when you say correlation, that means it's just a presumptive match, is that correct?
Correct. So when I get the NIBIN hit, it's a presumptive match correlation, and then that's going to indicate to me that I need to get this off to the lab to get verified.
Were there other items of evidentiary value to this homicide that occurred here in Tampa, Florida, that were located in the Toyota 4Runner that Sean Gathwright was located in 3 days after this homicide occurred?
Yes.
What was that?
Like I mentioned, just the amount of ammunition and firearms accessories that were similar in nature to some of the ones seen on the rifles located, on the video camera from the scene.
And going back to that home to suites video footage that you watched, did you also watch the video footage from the Tesla?
Correct.
Based on you viewing that video footage, was there anything unique about the firearms in this case that caught your attention?
Yeah, the most distinct thing that really caught our attention early on was the fact that both of the rifles used at the scene were equipped with brass catchers, and therefore they left no shell casings at our scene.
And as an experience as working homicide cases, is that typically something that you would expect to see at a homicide scene involving assault rifles, assault platform rifles?
Overruled, go ahead.
It's not as common.
And you mean that a crime has a brass catcher?
Correct.
Okay. But my question to you was, as a homicide investigator, when an assault rifle is used, would you normally expect to see at a crime scene the shell casings from the rifle, from the assault rifle?
Correct. We would expect that the AR platform would eject casings, and we find those casings on the ground.
When you watched the Home to Suites video, did you see and were you able to discern, based on the camera placements and angles, where the location of where the potential shooters were?
Yes, correct, ma'am.
And were those areas where the shooters with the AR rifles, and how many shooters in this particular case had assault rifles?
2 out of the 3 shooters.
Was that area searched for any sort of shell casings?
Yes, ma'am.
And were shell casings belonging to an assault rifle, were any shell casings for an assault rifle located in that area?
No, ma'am.
And when you viewed the Home to Suites video, were you able to see what you have described as, or what you called a brass catcher on the assault rifles?
Yes, ma'am.
So when the Toyota 4Runner is stopped, driven by Sean Gathright 3 days later, were there parts, gun parts, suitable for use with an AR rifle, the types that were used, the two that were used in this particular case?
There were.
Was there ammunition that is suitable for being fired in assault rifles that were located in that gold Toyota 4Runner driven by Sean Gathright?
Yes, there were.
And since there were no shell casings left by the assault rifles at the crime scene, is there ever going to be any sort of shell casings that we can compare that would be of use in our case?
No.
But still of relevance or of note to you would be any sort of ammunition that can be fired in those type of weapons that are depicted in that video. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is that why you seized that ammunition suitable for an assault rifle from that vehicle?
Correct.
Now, there were some shell casings that were located, is that correct?
Yes.
And what sort of shell casings were there?
Those were rifle shell casings.
At our crime scene.
Oh, I'm sorry. At our crime scene.
In Tampa.
I thought we were still talking about the car. Yes, at our crime scene, we recovered 31 spent 9mm pistol casings.
And all of those only can be fired, that cannot be fired in an AR rifle, is that correct?
Correct.
And in the video, is there another shooter that is identified as having a firearm as opposed to an assault rifle?
Yes, one of the shooters was equipped with a pistol.
Okay. Did you notice anything unique about the pistol when you are viewing the video from Home to Suites and the Tesla?
Yes, from the video you can see the high rate of fire coming from the muzzle flash on the pistol and the impacts on the windshield indicating that the pistol was being fired at a fully automatic rate.
And can you tell the jury what is the significance of that and what does that mean for a semi-automatic pistol?
Yes, pistols typically aren't configured in fully automatic mode as there's a lot of legality behind it. So this specifically was a Glock pistol that was believed to have been equipped with what they call a Glock switch that would be put on the back plate to convert the Glock pistol to make it a fully automatic pistol.
And I'm going to show you States Exhibit 22B 1 through 5. Do you recognize this DVD? And did I ask you to previously look at that and then initial it so you could locate it or recognize it at another time?
Yes, ma'am.
And does this video fairly and accurately represent the video footage from the Home to Suites that occurred on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And we've previously introduced into evidence already States Exhibit 22A and 22B6. I'm going to show you on video.
Are you admitting the remainder of 22B,
Yes,
1
Judge.
through 5?
Judge, we would admit at this time States Exhibit 22B 1 through 5.
Any objection?
No, objection.
Okay, admitted.
Which one is being shown?
I'm going to show B 1 through 5, but I am going to show 22A as well. Detective Ramos, when I'm talking about 22B 1 through 5, you were aware that there is a timestamp on the Home to Suites video, is that correct?
Correct.
And Detective Alverson also collected and viewed the videos, is that correct?
Correct.
And what was there a time discrepancy from the Home to Suites video?
Yes, there was.
And what was the time discrepancy?
I'd have to refer to the report. I can't recall.
If that would
one.
help refresh your
Please.
recollection, absolutely.
1 minute and 45 seconds slow.
I'm going to show you B1 first. Can you tell us what is being shown in B1?
Yes, this is a camera from the homes to suites on the east side of the building, pointing southeast towards McKinley. What we see here is now the suspect black Chevy Impala has arrived into the parking lot, made an immediate right, and drove north past this camera.
And then where is this camera angle?
This camera is on the same side of the building, except it's pointing northeast towards McKinley and Fowler. As the suspect black Impala travels north, it now crosses in front of this camera.
Now we're on B3. Where's this angle at?
This camera is on the north side of the building, pointing east. And we see the black Impala continuing north through the parking lot.
I'll show you B4. What does this camera show?
This camera is located on the west side of Homes to Suites, and it's pointing to the west, and we can see the Impala arrive on the opposite side of the building and make a U-turn there.
Can you tell us where on the screen the portico is or the awning where the victims are stationed?
Yeah, to the left. Had the Impala continued on, it would have crossed the line where the portico was at.
So what's happening now at
The-
4:35?
The suspect silver Cruze has arrived in the view of this camera and driven north from the west side of the building.
And I say 4:35, the timestamp, but what is the actual time with the conversion?
So right now it would be 4:37:45, since this is slow.
And where the silver Chevy Cruze came from, would it have gone by where the victims were stationed at the entry to Home to Suites?
Correct. The silver Cruze passed the victim's location twice, once on the way in and once on the way out.
Can you see now?
Yes, in the center there, in between the top of the van and the stanchion there, we saw three figures come from the Impala area of the Impala and go towards the front of the hotel. And this is the aftermath as they're running out.
And note what is the time on the timestamp?
Yeah, 4:37:30, so it would have been around 4:38, almost 4:39. Right around.
What are we seeing now?
This is the aftermath of after the shooting, after Xavier Everett just drove north through the parking lot. We see the Impala pulling out of the spot and leaving at this moment.
So the blinking lights that were occurring at the end of the video, what was that?
That was a car alarm that went off in the general area where the Tesla was parked that captured the footage.
I'm going to show you states 22B5. What camera angle are we looking at now?
This camera's on the southwest corner of the Homestead Suites, and it's pointing in the southwest direction. So this would have been the continuation of when I said left off the screen in that last slide, is where we're at here. We saw the Cruze come in, and now we're seeing the Cruze come out. Now we see the shooters arriving into view of this camera.
And what is the time?
On the timestamp 37:14, correct time would have been 4:38, almost 4:39.
Detective, I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification, states Exhibit 45. Do you recognize this diagram?
Yes, I do.
Did you create this diagram after you noted and watched all of the videos, including the Tesla video as well as the Home to Suites video?
I did.
Was there also a video that was located outside USF on a pole, what's considered a pole camera?
Yes, there was.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence states Exhibit 45.
Any objection?
No, the diagram.
Okay. I tell you what, it's 3:15 or a little after. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute or so afternoon break. Let me take a look at the exhibit. Okay?
All rise.
Okay. You don't object to the diagram itself, just the narrative on the side, correct? Correct. So state-wise, the narrative on the side.
Judge, it is a timeline. The detective is going to testify to that as well.
But you're introducing this into evidence, right? He's not using it just as a demonstrative, it's actually going into evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to sustain the objection as to the narrative on the side, so just, for the time being, you can use this exhibit, just put paper over it, and then switch out the clean copy
Yes.
before it goes back to the jury. Okay, very good. Be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, 95A, and the rest is already in.
Gotcha.
All rise.
All right, thank you. We're ready to proceed. Everyone have a seat, and you may continue, Ms. Doherty.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would introduce into evidence State's Exhibit 24.
Okay, any objection?
No objection.
Okay, admitted.
Detective Ramos, I had previously asked you about a poll cam on USF, the University of South Florida property. Did you obtain video footage in relation to this investigation from that poll cam?
I did.
Where is that poll cam located?
It's located at the intersection of McKinley and Fowler on the south end of the college campus, pointing south towards southbound McKinley and in that area.
Does it show the entrance to the home to suites, the entrance on McKinley Drive that vehicles would have to take to enter into that parking lot?
Yes, it does.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 24. Oh. Thank you. Detective Ramos, can you see a timestamp on this particular video?
No.
Is there a time that was associated that you were able to determine based on coordinating it with the video footage from the home to suites?
Yes.
And when in time is this video capturing?
This video is going to start approximately 04/22/23 time frame on 6/23/2024. And the first thing we'll see is the victim's convoy arriving.
And can you tell us what this intersection is?
So the camera's pointing south. The street going from east to west is Fowler, and then south of the light is North McKinley. The homes to suites is on the right-hand side at the top center of the screen.
And can you kind of, if you could stand up, just kind of point the general direction of where the entrance would be if you are entering home to suites on McKinley?
Sure. So at this top center of the screen, to the right of those headlights, south of the crosswalk to the right-hand side.
And you said the victim and his entourage are going to be shown momentarily, is that correct?
Correct.
And what direction are they coming from?
They're coming northbound on McKinley from the Bush area.
And in order to make that entrance into home to suites on McKinley, do they have to do a U-turn?
Correct. They have to make a U-turn at the light and then go back south on McKinley and make a right. right there. So at this point, we're seeing the victim's 3-car convoy arrive at the top of the center of the screen there, and they're in the left lane, getting ready to make a U-turn to go back south on McKinley. There's the victim's Charger leading the 3 cars, and then the other 2 cars, which are the Amani Turner's Hyundai Santa Fe and Taylor McRae's Nissan Altima. And then now they're making a right into the Homes to Suites parking lot. This vehicle off to the right, off to the left, I'm sorry, at the top center there is the silver Cruze that was following them. It makes a right on to eastbound Fowler and then ultimately comes back and goes north onto the USF property to stage across the street. The silver Cruze just came northbound onto the USF property.
I'm going to back up just a little bit.
Sure. This is the silver Cruze. West.
There's no question pending.
Sorry.
Okay, ask a question.
Detective, what is going on at this point?
This is the silver Cruze, westbound on Fowler, making a right on to northbound Spectrum McKinley there onto USF property.
So Detective, what was happening there?
That was the suspect black Impala arriving at that same left turn that the victims made a U-turn and then made a right into the Homes to Suites parking lot.
And then do you see the silver Chevy Cruze again?
Correct. From this footage, you'll see the silver Cruze drive southbound on Spectrum, cutting across Fowler onto southbound McKinley, and then make that same right into the Homestead Suites parking lot.
Detective, I'm going to fast forward if you tell me when to stop.
Sure. Right there. Yep, there it is. Going through the red light.
Detective, did you make a diagram to show the different movements of the vehicle as well as create a timeline of the events of where those vehicles went, the victim's entourage as well as the black Chevy Impala and the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 45. Is this the diagram that you created?
Yes, it is.
And can you tell us what are the two vehicles that we're looking at? I'm sorry, what are the two streets that we're looking at, starting over here to the right of the photograph?
That's on the right there. It's North McKinley Drive, also known as 40th Street,
Okay, and what is the intersecting roadway?
East Fowler Avenue.
And can you tell us, if you were on that USF poll camera, where would it be in relation to this diagram?
It would be to the top right off the diagram.
And so the camera would be looking down into where that entrance is on McKinley, is that correct?
Correct.
And so you can see that intersection right there on Fowler and McKinley. That's where those U-turns are happening with the victim's entourage as well as the black Chevy Impala.
Correct.
Can you take us through exactly what's signified by the red arrows and the blue arrows, and kind of go through the location of where the victim goes and parks?
Yes, so
And you can stand up if you need to kind of point different areas out.
sure. So we have here three color codes, green, blue, and red. At the bottom of the Homestead Suites, there's three green blocks. Those represents the three vehicles, the victim and his entourage, the Charger where it was parked, the Sonata behind it, and then the black Nissan Altima. The red arrows signify the path of travel for the suspect black Altima. It comes in off of McKinley, makes an immediate right, drives north the long way around, and ultimately ends up on the west side of the Homestead Suites. The blue signifies the path of travel of the suspect's silver Cruze. It also comes in off of McKinley Drive. However, it does not take the same path of travel as the Impala. It drives along the south end of Homestead Suites, makes a right, makes a U-turn, and then comes back out the same way it came in, passing the victim's three green blocks there twice.
I'll break it down a little bit more.
Sure.
What time did Charles Jones arrive in the black Dodge Charger along with the two other vehicles, the Hyundai and the black Nissan Altima?
Approximately 4:26 a.m.
And they're the first to arrive, is that correct?
Correct.
And you said they are designated by the green boxes, is that correct?
Correct.
And you have seen the video footage, is that correct?
Correct.
What way in this diagram is the driver's side of the vehicle facing?
The driver's, so the vehicle is facing to the west, to the left. So the driver door would be south, and then the front passenger door would be north towards the hotel lobby.
So the cars would be faced away from McKinley Drive, is that correct?
As far as the victim's Dodge Charger, yes.
So the people that are sitting in the victim's Dodge Charger as well as the other vehicles, they would be facing not the where the entrance is on McKinley Drive, but in the opposite direction, is that correct?
Correct.
And you said now that the red arrows, they represent the black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
And is that the second vehicle to arrive?
After the victim's vehicle, yes.
And what time approximately does the black Chevy Impala enter into the parking lot of McKinley Drive and go around the building and park on the opposite end?
It was approximately 6 minutes after, so approximately 4:32 a.m.
And you said that it never goes in front of the victim's vehicle, is that correct?
Correct.
And based on the different camera views that surround this property, where does it end up and do that U-turn and ultimately park?
It ends up on this diagram to the bottom left there where there's a red block. That's the general area of the parking spots where the black Impala backs into a parking spot.
And again, this area where the black Chevy Impala, is it ever in eyesight of any of the people who are seated in the three vehicles in the victim's party?
No.
And then approximately what time does the silver Chevy Cruze enter into this parking lot?
Approximately 4:36 to 4:37.
And you said it goes a complete different direction than the black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
And you have it going right by where the victim and the other two vehicles are parked, is that correct?
Correct.
And then you said it does what?
It makes a U-turn where the top left blue arrow is there and then comes back the same way it came in.
Would that car, based on this diagram and based on all of the video footage that was collected, does it go in front of where that black Chevy Impala is parked?
Twice, yes.
And then as it exits out, is it again going in front of where the victim and the two other vehicles are parked?
Yes.
And when it is driving out with the driver's front window of that silver Chevy Cruze, would that have a direct eyesight to the driver's front windshield of where the victim, Charles Jones, was located?
Yes.
Overruled, go ahead.
Yes.
They would be facing one another?
Yes, correct.
Do any of the shooters, the three shooters that are in that parked Chevy Impala, do any of them get out of the vehicle until that silver Chevy Cruze goes by the victim's vehicle twice?
No.
And that is seen on all of that video footage?
Correct.
When do they get out of the black Chevy Impala and start walking towards where the victim and the two other vehicles are located?
Approximately 4:38, so it would have been 30 to 45 seconds after the Cruze left.
And is the first shots that are fired, is that caught on that main camera that shows where the victims and the two other vehicles in the victim's party are parked?
Correct.
And where are the first shots fired, in what direction at whom?
The very first shots are fired from west to east towards the front windshield of Mr. Charles Jones' Dodge Charger,
Where he happens to be seated in what seat?
the front passenger seat.
Published states 22B6. Detective, do you recognize all three of the vehicles that are now being shown in States 22B6?
I do.
And can you point out who is in that black Nissan Altima that is at the top of the screen?
The black Nissan Altima has a Tafa McRae, Aaliyah Albritton, and Camilla Bentley in it.
You yourself interviewed Mr. Tafa McRae, is that correct?
I did.
Did you also eventually get an interview with Aaliyah Albritton, the lady who is depicted in the pink?
Correct.
And then the black, they just passed a black Dodge Charger, is that correct?
Correct.
And can you see who is seated in the passenger side of that vehicle?
Yes, signified by the white socks with the red tips. That is the victim, Mr. Charles Jones.
Had you, as part of your investigation, obtained other video footage that occurred earlier in the night?
Yes.
And were you aware of how and what he was wearing?
Yes, white and red.
And other members of the party that was with him?
Correct.
Who ultimately was in the black Dodge Charger with the victim, Charles Jones, when this occurred?
Xavier Edwards is the driver and Gino Norris Jr. in the back seat.
And what car just passed by?
The suspect's silver Cruze.
And then there is a vehicle that is parked directly behind the Dodge Charger where Charles Jones is the passenger. Who is located in that vehicle?
Armani Turner, Miss Randolph, her friend, and Robert Howard.
And again, you interviewed all of those three individuals later that morning?
Correct.
What's going on at this point in the video?
The Cruze has now turned around and is headed back out the way it came in.
And in any video footage, including this one, the Tesla and the surrounding cameras, had any, prior to that happening, anybody gotten out of that black Chevy Impala?
No.
This first shooter, what sort of firearm did he have?
He had a pistol that was firing at a fully automatic rate.
And what area was he specifically targeting?
The windshield of the black Dodge Charger.
All of the other vehicles with the victim, did they immediately leave?
Yes.
Did you put together a composite video that compiled all of the camera angles of the surrounding hotel and the Tesla and put them chronologically in time together?
Yes.
I'm going to publish 22A. And sir, this is all put together in chronological time, is that correct? Stitching together the various videos.
Okay, correct. Easier to follow.
And what is being shown right there, what that car just passed?
That's the Impala arriving into the Homestead Suites parking lot.
And are you showing the path of travel of that black Chevy Impala?
Correct. Driving northbound through the parking lot.
And again, it has not passed in front of those victims' vehicles, is that correct?
Correct.
And what is happening here?
It arrived on the west side of the Homestead Suites and it's turning around.
And is it now parking in that space that you had designated in States Exhibit 45 by that red rectangle?
It stages until the Cruze arrives, and then once the Cruze arrives, it starts to park, yes.
And that is the Cruze passing again right in front of the victim's vehicle?
Correct.
And where is the black Chevy Impala at this point?
The Impala is passing in front of the Tesla with the Cruze right behind it.
What's the Cruze doing at this point?
It turned around and is now headed back out the way it came in.
And then where is the black Chevy Impala?
The black Impala, while the silver Cruze is turning around, is pulling into the parking space. There's the tail lights, and it's backing in. You can see it from in between the top of the van and the white pillar there in the center of the screen.
And now is it parked?
Right now, it's fully in the spot.
And that is the spot that you designated on your diagram, is that correct?
With a red block, yes.
And what is happening with the silver Chevy Cruze?
The Cruze is driving out the way it came in, passing the victim's location.
What are you capturing now in this video footage?
The three shooters came out of the Impala and are walking towards the victim's position. This is them passing the Tesla, various angles.
Did you see the person with the handgun?
Yes, bottom right of the screen.
During the course of this shooting, did anyone from the victim's vehicles, those two other vehicles, ever get out of the vehicle and approach the victim in his vehicle?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Did any of the victims in those two vehicles that fled, the Nissan Altima and the Hyundai, did any of them get out of those vehicles before fleeing?
No.
Did the two persons that got out of the black Nissan Altima, Miss Aaliyah Albritton and Tafa McCrae, did any of them ever come out of the hotel while the shooting was occurring?
No.
Now what is being shown here?
This is the victim's vehicle driving north. The shooters are running by the Tesla with the third shooter in the back there still shooting.
And what vehicle, based on all this video footage, are the shooters pursuing?
The black Dodge Charger containing the victim.
And this is a composite of various cameras, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you watch the entirety of all of the cameras of the surrounding home to suites, of the Tesla and the USF pole cam? Did you watch the entirety of all of that video footage?
I did.
And during that time period, did you ever see Aaliyah Albritton or Tafa McCrae ever exit out of the hotel during the course of when all that shooting was occurring and when the victim's vehicle was being pursued by those shooters?
No.
At some point, did you have other detectives in the homicide department locate video footage from where the victims were earlier in the night?
Yes.
You said that you had conducted interviews of Miss Armani Turner, is that correct?
Correct.
Robert Howard,
Correct.
as well as Miss Randolph. During your investigation, were you trying to establish a timeline of where the victim had been prior to coming to Home to Suites and trying to investigate the perpetrators of this crime?
Yes.
Were there two other locations that you were aware of that the victim had been?
Yes.
And what were those two locations?
Those two locations were prior to Homestead Suites. It was a after-hours nightclub called Truth 18, and then before Truth 18, the first club that the victim went to was a strip club, Teasers Gentlemen's Club.
And did you also look at the victim Charles Jones' Instagram feed to see if he had posted anything on that day, September 22nd, leading up to September 23rd, 2024, in the early morning hours?
I did.
You specifically looked at his Instagram feed?
Yes, his stories feed.
And when you were looking at his stories feed on Instagram, is there, at that time, do you actually record that?
Yeah, I screen recorded it and then documented everything I observed.
Why did you screen record it?
Because the stories feeds on Instagram, they basically delete after 24 hours, so I was afraid that if I didn't memorialize them, within 24 hours they would be lost.
I'm going to show you what's been already introduced into evidence, states 95A, I think. Sir, this is the screen recording you did of his story?
Correct.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying? Everybody take this shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3. Got my brother with me, popped out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying? Oh, God, yeah.
Did you confirm that he had been at an Airbnb earlier on September 22nd of 2024?
Yes, in Largo.
And what's that being shown now?
A flyer about the after party at Truth 18.
I'm going to show you it's already in evidence 95C1. You know what this is?
Yes, that was the first flyer on, the victim posted on his Instagram for advertising the performance at Teasers in Tampa.
Does it give a date and time when he's going to be there?
Yes, on the top left, June 22nd, and top right time, 8 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Then I'm going to show you States Exhibit 95-2C. What is this?
This is a second flyer that the victim posted off of his Instagram advertising the same event. Also has Teasers listed there.
Okay, and is the date again listed on that when he's going to be there?
Correct, June 22nd.
Does it also list that it's going to be his birthday on that day?
Yes.
And you said that part of this investigation, you had other detectives assist you with gathering video footage from both Teasers and, was that another club, Truth 18?
Correct.
Approximately what time did the victim and his entourage go to Teasers?
Teasers approximately 2:26 a.m. on the 23rd.
And approximately what time did the victim go to Truth 18 with all of his friends and the other people in his party?
Arriving into the parking lot approximately 3, going up the steps around 3:15.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes?
Your Honor, at this time, we've introduced into evidence States Exhibit 39 and 40.
Okay, any renewed previous objections? Yes. Okay, same ruling, they'll be admitted.
And Detective, I'm going to show you what's been marked States Exhibit 41A and B. Do you recognize this DVD? Did I ask you to take a look at it and then make your initials on it prior to coming to court today?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recognize your initials and the day that you signed it?
I do, ma'am.
And does this CD States Exhibits number 41A through B, does that contain a fair and accurate depiction of the events that occurred at Teasers nightclub on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you check the time, date and time stamp of this video?
I did.
Did it have an accurate time stamp?
No, I did not.
How much was the video off from the real time?
7 minutes and 23 seconds.
And how did you determine that it was off 7 minutes and how many seconds, sir?
23.
23 seconds. How did you determine that?
I personally pulled this video myself, so it would be, I would go on time.gov on one of my devices and compare it to the live view timestamp to see the difference.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd also introduce into evidence States Exhibit 41A through B.
Any objection? Okay, admitted.
I'm going to first show you States Exhibit 39. What is that a photograph of, or a map of?
That is a satellite overhead view of Teasers, Gentlemen's Club.
And what is the address of Teasers Gentlemen Club?
9700 North Nebraska.
That located here in Tampa, Florida,
Correct.
and what county?
Hillsborough County.
Going to publish 41A through B. Let's start with 41A. Did you do a composite that merged two different cameras?
Correct.
And where are the cameras located at Teasers nightclub?
They have two on the front, one on the west side of the building and one on the north side of the building that basically capture 3/4 of the building.
And what is this camera angle that we're looking at first?
This is at the south east corner of the building pointing west, and it covers the front door. To the right there, that gray door, that's the front entry into the club.
And what is the timestamp? And can you give us what the correct actual time would be?
Yeah, timestamp's 2:16:50 right now, and it's 7 minutes and 23 seconds slow, so the correct time frame would be closer to 2:24, 2:25.
What are we looking at now?
This is the first time the silver Cruze is seen on camera arriving in the area. I'm sorry, the second time the silver Cruze is arriving into the area. Correct time would be 2:24, 2:25 as well.
At some point, did you speed up the footage to make it go faster?
Yes.
Other than increasing the speed, is there any other alterations that have been made to this video?
No.
Detective Ramos, what's happening at this point in the video?
Top right there from the silver Cruze, we see defendant Isaiah Chance exit the driver's side and co-defendant Alicia Andrews exit the front passenger seat, and they are now walking through the parking lot together.
And what is at the direction in which they are walking?
They are walking now southbound through the west side of the parking lot towards Castle Street, towards where the front would be.
The front entrance to Teasers?
Correct.
What's going on at this point?
The co-defendant Isaiah Chance is manipulating a cellular device.
Later on in your investigation, did you determine whose cellular device he was manipulating?
Yes, that of co-defendant Alicia Andrews.
And is that a device that he was just shown holding up to his ear or his face?
Yeah, he appears to be holding it up to his mouth area.
Again, are these snippets of video, are they chronologically in time?
Yes.
And in looking at this again at the front door to Teasers, where in relation to this video would be that back parking lot area?
To the top center, so if you're looking past the gentleman in the blue hat, all these gentlemen where the speed limit sign is at, it says 25, that's the back parking lot area where the defendants are at.
And do you see that there is security or bouncers that are manning the door?
Yes.
Okay. And at this point, can you see the victim in this particular video?
Yes.
What's he wearing?
A red beanie hat, a white T-shirt, and red shorts being patted down right now.
And being patted down by whom?
The bouncer working in the door.
And again, this is snippets of video. Did you watch the entirety of video footage during this time period
I-
for all of these cameras?
I did, yes, ma'am.
What are we seeing now, and what time is it?
This is after the victim enters. This is the defendants, Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance, walking back to the Cruze.
Going back to that camera showing the front door, did you ever see Alicia Andrews or Isaiah Chance ever come up to that front door in all of the video footage of the front door?
No, they did not.
Did you ever see the defendant Alicia Andrews and the defendant Isaiah Chance ever go up to any of those bouncers or doormen at that front door?
No, they did not.
Did they ever enter Teasers nightclub that night, June 23rd of 2024, during this time period?
No, they did not.
What's going on at this point?
The silver Cruze is leaving the parking lot.
And what are we seeing in this clip at the front door again?
And this is fast forwarded now approximately 20, 30 minutes when the victim's exiting.
At this point, had we ever seen the black Chevy Impala that we had seen connected with the three shooters at Home to Suites?
Not up to this point.
And again, this is earlier in the night than when the Home to Suites video is shown. Is that correct?
Correct.
What are we seeing now?
Now we're seeing in the top right corner, we're seeing the black Impala for the first time in the Teasers cameras. It's arriving in the parking lot around the same time that the victim is exiting out of the front door.
And at this point, had the silver Chevy Cruze already came and parked, went up to the area around the door, and then gone back into the vehicle and left?
Correct.
What's being seen in this angle?
This is another angle of that black Impala there in the top right, circling the parking lot and making its way back out onto Castle to the front of the club.
What can you see now?
The black Impala is now traveling on Castle, and at this point it's stopped directly in front of the Charger.
So the victim's vehicle, the Charger, is now closely connected to where that black Chevy Impala is that correct?
Yes.
Did anybody from the black Chevy Impala ever get out at that point?
No.
And you watched all of the video footage from all of those angles, various angles around Teasers, the parking lot, the front entrance?
I did.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 40. Is this a diagram again of the the victim's vehicles, as well as the arrival of the black Chevy Impala and the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
Can you explain the diagram and what the arrows and the rectangles mean in this diagram?
Sure. Similar to the last one, we saw the three green boxes at the bottom of the building there represent the victim's vehicle and his two entourage vehicles. And then the blue arrows represent the silver Chevy Cruze, the suspect silver Chevy Cruze. It comes in off of Castle, drives northbound along the west side there, and then backs into a spot where it's designated by a blue box. As we saw in the video, two people, co-defendants, Isaiah Chance and the defendant, Alicia Andrews, get out of the vehicle. Those are the blue dots representing their walk path. At some point, they align with the south of the building there and then walk back towards the vehicle. And then they drive out onto Castle, onto Nebraska. As the victim is exiting, we see the red arrows represent the path of travel for the suspect black Impala. It arrives southbound on Nebraska, makes a right into the north side of the parking lot there, drives around the parking lot, comes out onto Castle, at one point positioning itself directly in front of the victim's Dodge Charger on Castle.
Approximately what time is the victim's party arriving, the victim in the Dodge Charger and the two other vehicles in his party? Approximately what time does it get to Teasers?
The victim's Dodge Charger arrives in between 2:22 to 2:26 time frame. I believe one of the other vehicles arrived a little bit earlier, around 1:41.
And then approximately what time does the silver Chevy Cruze with Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance arrive at Teasers?
In the general area, approximately 2:15. We first see it on camera at 2:17, and then when it does the motion where it parks, it's 2:24.
And that's 2:15, 2:17 a.m. of June 23rd of 2024?
Correct.
And then approximately what time does the silver Chevy Cruze leave?
Approximately 2:31.
And approximately what time does the black Chevy Impala arrive at this location, this area?
Approximately 2:55.
What time does the victim's vehicle leave?
Around that same time, 2:55.
Now, you said that this had been the second time that the silver Chevy Cruze had been in the area.
Correct.
How do you know that?
I watched all of the footage.
And at some point, did you also review the cell site location information of Sean Gathright for his phone?
Correct.
Did you do cell phone mapping of Sean Gathright's phone?
I did.
And based on the cell site mapping of Sean Gathright's phone, had he, whether or not in a black Impala or silver Chevy Cruze, had he been to this location, Teasers off of Nebraska Avenue, earlier in the evening on June 22nd of 2024?
Yes.
When did his cell phone show to be in the vicinity of this Teasers nightclub on June 22nd of 2024?
Approximately 10:30 p.m.
And how long was it in this area, this vicinity?
Approximately 30 minutes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 94C7. This is a celebrate extraction from Sean Gathright's phone. Do you see that?
Yes.
And can you tell us what time is being shown at the timestamp over here?
In number one is 6:22:24 at 2:55 p.m. And number two is 6:22:24 at 10:03 p.m.
Oh, actually, I meant to go here to two. I apologize.
No problem.
Is this what you were referring?
Yes, this is so the time frame between 10 and 10:30 that his device was in the vicinity of Teasers Club was 6:22:24. Yes.
And then did you also obtain or have other detectives obtain video footage from Truth 18?
Correct.
I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification states Exhibit 42. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And is that a map that is containing Truth 18 and the location?
Correct.
I'm going to show you this diagram, states Exhibit 43. Is this a diagram that, again, where you diagram out the parties, including the arrival of the victim and the silver Chevy Cruze, as well as the black Chevy Impala?
Correct.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes?
Detective, I'm going to show you states Exhibit 44. Have you previously looked at this video of Truth 18?
Yes.
And was there detectives with your unit that were tasked with obtaining this video footage?
Yes.
And was Truth 18, was that located in a plaza that contained a hair salon and some other businesses?
Correct.
And was that, did you view this video?
I did.
Did it fairly and accurately show the location outside of Truth 18, including the plaza, the parking lot, as well as the entrance to Truth 18?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Did you ask the detectives, in particular Detective Klein, to confirm the timestamp of that video footage?
Yes, I did.
Was that timestamp accurate?
No, it was not.
How off was the timestamp for the Truth 18 video?
22 hours, 45 minutes, and 9 seconds fast.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce also into evidence states Exhibit 44.
Any objection? Okay, admitted. It's 44 is what she admitted. I'm assuming she's going to.
Detective, what is located in states Exhibit 42?
This is a satellite overhead image of the Truth 18 Plaza on the south side of the road there, bottom left.
What is the physical address of Truth 18?
4819 East Bush Boulevard.
Is that located here in Tampa, Florida?
It is.
What county is it located in?
Hillsborough.
And can you tell us where is the entrance of, or where is Truth 18 located in this photo? If you want to point it out for us.
Yeah, it's this two-story building there at the bottom left of the screen, signified by the red dot, and Truth 18 is on the second floor of that building.
Okay. And do the cameras that are located in this strip plaza, does it show the parking lot to Truth 18 as well as the stairwell that leads up to where Truth 18, the entrance is on the second floor?
Correct.
See the time
Okay,
stamp?
it's really loud. I'm sure the court reporter can't hear because I can barely hear. I'll just pause it momentarily, get the volume down.
Detective, can you tell us what's happening at this point?
Yes, the victim's entourage had arrived to the parking lot, and they parked, and at this point, some of the entourage is loitering in the parking lot on the bottom of the screen there. Leo Albritton, Camille Bentley, some gentlemen off to the right.
And can you tell where those vehicles are related to the victim's party?
Yes, there is one on the north side of the screen on Ronnie Turner's Hyundai, and then the black Nissan Altima, and then the victim's Charger's off screen to the right.
Slightly off screen, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then what are we seeing here?
We are seeing the victim and his entourage walking up the stairs up to the front of Truth 18 that's off to the right there.
And approximately what time is it, converting the time to real time?
This was approximately 3:27 a.m.
And this is occurring after the victims had already been to Teasers nightclub, is that correct?
Correct.
What's going on now?
The victim is starting a live stream on his Instagram.
And is that the Instagram video that we saw earlier?
Yes.
What's being viewed now on the video?
This is a recording of that Instagram live stream that he posted on his stories.
What are we seeing in this video?
Silver Cruze, top left, arriving.
And what can we see here?
The Silver Cruze, the bottom wheelbase of it just made a right onto the street to the east of the Truth 18 Plaza.
And again, in this video, did you increase the speed?
Yes.
And other than increasing the speed, is there any alterations that are being made?
No.
And can you still barely see the silver Chevy Cruze in the
Yeah.
top of the video?
Yes, right in the top. It's trying to park and just now went off view.
Okay, what can we see now?
This is defendant Alicia Andrews and co-defendant Isaiah Chance walking from the top right through the parking lot.
And where is the victim's party at this point?
They are inside or at the top of the landing.
And again, did you watch all of the video footage and angles that were in the strip plaza as well as the door leading up to Truth 18?
Correct.
Did the defendant, Alicia Andrews or Isaiah Chance, ever go up those stairs and enter into Truth 18 that night?
No, they did not.
And this is the video footage that shows the door and entrance to Truth 18, is that correct?
Correct.
Did they ever come up those stairs?
No.
What's going on at this point?
At this point, the victim and his entourage are leaving Truth 18.
At this point in time, had you seen the black Chevy Impala yet?
No.
Okay, what are we seeing here?
The black Chevy Impala arriving. It's pulling into the Enterprise parking lot there in the top left.
And is this the first time that we have seen the black Chevy Impala at this location?
Correct.
Detective, can you still see where the black Chevy Impala is at this point?
Yeah, it just backed out of a spot and it's now driving out onto a bush. Shooting across in northbound on that street.
And where is Truth 18 in relation to this camera angle?
Top right off the screen.
And what can we see now?
The black Impala has returned and is now at the stop sign facing southbound.
And is that in the upper right-hand corner of the screen?
Correct.
What are we seeing in this video screen?
This is from the first floor, pointing northeast. At the very top center of the screen is actually that intersection where the Impala ultimately stops at the stop sign. But this is the victim's entourage going to their vehicles.
Okay. Can you get up and kind of point where that intersection is, just so the jury knows where to look?
Sure. At some point in the top center, there's a stop bar there, and that's where the black Impala will be visible for a little bit while it's stationed there. There's the Impala, top center.
Again, right at that intersection, almost in the center of the screen at the top.
Correct.
Okay, what are we seeing here?
The victim and his entourage originally went east in the parking lot. They made a U-turn and came back west. So what we're seeing them is now coming back. This is taken from the Cruze Ultima. They're going to come out of the parking lot, go onto Bush, where they can only make a right to go east. And in the top left of the screen, you'll see a left turn lane. They'll get into that left turn lane so they can make a U-turn to go back west on Bush towards McKinley. There's the victim's Charger in the turn lane, followed by Armani Turner's Nissan Altima making the U-turn. And then
What
taking the
vehicles?
Cruze Nissan Altima.
Okay. Do you know at this point where, what is this, are we now going to where the USF pole cam is?
Yeah, yes, correct.
How far is the Truth 18 nightclub from Home to Suites on McKinley?
Approximately around a mile. It's so you have Fowler here, and then the very next major cross is Bush. So Truth 18 is near Bush and McKinley.
And what are we seeing here?
This is the victim and his entourage making a U-turn at McKinley and 40th, getting ready to go into the Home to Suites.
And this is the same video from the USF pole cam that we saw earlier, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State Authority into Evidence 75C6 from the iCloud, Apple iCloud of the defendant Alicia Andrews. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And this was a screenshot that was recovered from her iCloud. What is this? What is this a screenshot of?
So this is a screenshot of the camera pointing at the front of Truth 18, the two-story building, with the lit up top portion there being the club.
In viewing the video footage from Truth 18 and the parking lot, did you see this gentleman in that coverage?
Yeah, I was able to align the video footage and saw where that gentleman was walking through the parking lot to approximate, to get the time of when this photo was captured.
Okay, and what was the approximate time of that?
It was in the time frame that Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance were there for a little bit after 4 a.m.
And this would have been taken from her device, is that correct?
Correct.
And it is pointing in the direction, is this up here, what is this area?
So that's the top of the stairs where the victim came up. That's that area there.
And can you see that there are actually people up in that area at that time?
Yes.
And when you compared it to the video footage of the parking lot where you saw this gentleman, where was the victim's party at this time?
Most of them were inside.
And how close in time was it to when the victim and his party went up those stairs and entered into Truth 18?
Approximately 10, 15 minutes.
So whoever was holding her device actually took a photo of the door, is that correct?
Correct.
Sustained. So rephrase your question.
Yes, Your Honor. The person holding Alicia Andrews' phone did what at that time to get the photo?
Took a photo, captured it. Yeah.
And what area in particular?
The front of Truth 18.
And that would have been after the victim had entered in through Truth 18?
Correct.
At some point during your investigation, did you make contact with Alicia Andrews?
Yes.
When did you make contact with her?
In July. I can't recall exactly, either the 7th or the 9th.
And how long were you with her?
Approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Is Alicia Andrews, is she present in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you please point to her and describe what she's wearing?
Yes, she's the young lady at this table here to my right wearing the brown sweater in the center there.
Your Honor, may the record reflect he's identified the defendant.
The record shall so reflect.
Did you also make contact with Isaiah Chance?
I did.
And what day did you make contact with Isaiah Chance during the course of your investigation?
The first time, early hours of June 28th.
I'm going to show you it's been marked for identification, States Exhibit 35A and B. Do you recognize States 35A and 35B?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And do both of those photographs fairly and accurately depict Isaiah Chance?
Yes, they do, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence States Exhibit 35A and 35B.
Any objection? Admitted?
Detective, who is depicted in 35A?
This is co-defendant Isaiah Chance.
I'm going to show you 35B, who's depicted in 35B.
Again, co-defendant Isaiah Chance.
And where does 35B come from?
This is from a Ring camera located at the Airbnb that the defendant stayed at during their time in Tampa.
You said that they stayed at a Tampa Airbnb, is that correct?
Correct.
What is the address of that Airbnb?
Can I reflect? It's Gazebo Pond Lane. I don't know the exact numerical, though.
Yes, if it'll help refresh your recollection.
Please. $3703 Gazebo Pond Drive, Unit 1202.
That located here in Tampa, Florida?
Yes.
What county?
Hillsborough.
How far is this Airbnb from Teasers nightclub?
Approximately a couple miles.
How far is this Tampa Airbnb at 3703 Gazebo Lane, Tampa, Florida, from Truth 18?
Approximately 1 mile.
How did you determine that the defendants were staying at this Tampa Airbnb?
From evidence extracted from co-defendant Rashad Murphy's phone.
I'm going to ask you about Mr. Murphy's phone, but at some point you had said that he was stopped in Gwinnett County, is that correct?
Correct.
And you were alerted by the Georgia authorities that both he as well as the silver Chevy Cruze were taken into custody in Gwinnett County, Georgia, is that correct?
Correct.
And can you refresh my, and refresh the jury's recollection, when did that occur?
That happened the early morning hours of June 26, 3 days after the homicide.
And you had the assistance of the Gwinnett County Police Department, is that correct?
Correct.
At some point, was there a phone that was confiscated by a Detective Carter with the Gwinnett County Police Department?
Correct.
And at some point, was there an extraction and a search warrant that was done on that phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it a phone that was actually in the possession of Rashad Murphy?
Correct.
And what is your understanding as to the ownership of that particular phone that was taken into custody by Detective Carter?
It's a phone that him and his girlfriend Charmaine Steiger mutually share.
And you said that there was an extraction that was done, is that correct?
Correct.
And part of that extraction was that information that was collected by Detective Carter, was that relayed to you?
Yes, it was.
And in it, was there a message between that phone and a person named Anthony who owned an Airbnb in Tampa?
Correct.
At this time, we introduce into evidence states Exhibit 110A through 110G.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted.
Detective, did you receive all of the copies of the photographs and emails that Detective Carter sent you involved in this investigation?
I did.
And I'm going to first show you what's already into evidence, 65A through G. Do you recognize this?
I do.
This particular photograph has the metadata from the extraction, is that correct?
Correct.
You also obtained copies, is that correct, that were a little bit more clear, is that correct?
Correct.
And is 110A a photograph, another photograph of what is depicted in 65A?
Correct.
And is that, what is that in 110A.
That is a photograph of the Florida driver's license of co-defendant Davion Murphy.
And that was a photograph that was on that shared phone of Rashad Murphy and Charmaine Steiger, is that correct?
Correct.
I'm going to show you 110B. Is that another screenshot of a story that was captured on that shared phone of Rashad Murphy and Charmaine Steiger?
Correct.
Okay. And what exactly is being shown?
A crime scene with a song tagged to it.
And Young and Ace, did that come to have meaning in the course of your investigation?
It did.
And how was that relevant to your investigation?
Young and Ace is one of the prominent rappers of the rival gangs that rival the victim's gang.
I'm going to show you 110C. Is this a photograph that was captured on that phone that was in Rashad Murphy's possession?
Correct.
And how is this relevant to your investigation?
It shows a photograph of two rifles on the floor there.
And were there two AR rifles that were used in this particular case?
Correct.
And I'm going to show you 110D. Is this another enlarged copy of the photo exhibits that Detective Carter sent you from the extraction of Rashad Murphy's phone?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And how is this relevant to your particular investigation?
The person depicted in this photo is wearing similar clothing to that scene of one of the shooters at our scene.
And did you request of Detective Drabeck to actually do and recover a video from Walmart where Rashad Murphy was buying certain items?
Correct.
And did you get a copy of that Walmart video?
Yes.
And when was Rashad Murphy in that Walmart video up in Jacksonville?
On the evening of Friday the 21st.
So he's wearing this clothing that Friday before the homicide, is that correct?
Correct.
And did you see the video footage of how he was dressed at that Walmart?
Yes.
And was that similar clothing as to how one of the gunmen was dressed in the Home to Suites video?
Yes.
And 110E, what is that a photo of?
A screenshot of a contact in the phone, Gutta Man, with the number 904-309-4707.
And then was another exhibit that you got from Detective Carter, State's Exhibit 110G. Is that again a reproduction, an exact copy of the email that you saw that she provided you from the extraction of Rashad Murphy's phone?
Correct.
Can you tell me when this is dated?
Yes, so this is approximately 3:55 a.m. on the 22nd, so the early morning hours of Saturday, June 22nd, 2024.
Okay, and our homicide occurred when again?
Approximately 4:39 a.m. on June 23rd, 2024.
Okay. And does this have the name of this is sent through an Airbnb app, is that correct?
Correct.
And does this is this shown at the top who the owner is?
Correct.
Did you yourself determine who the owner of the Airbnb that is in Tampa, who that is?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Anthony Alava.
At some point during your investigation, did you interview Anthony Alava?
I did.
Where does Mr. Alava reside?
Out of state.
How did you conduct an interview of Mr. Alava?
Over the phone.
And was he cooperative in this investigation?
He was.
Did he provide you information about that Airbnb?
Yes.
And is that this, when he's referring to this Lagoon Oasis check-in, is that the Airbnb that you just testified to that is at 3703 Gazebo Lane here in Tampa, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
And part of this email exchange, Mr. Alava is requiring what as a part of the requirement in order for Rashad Murphy to get that Airbnb here in Tampa?
A picture of his driver's license.
And was a picture of his driver's license also obtained as part of that exchange that came from the extraction of the phone that was in Rashad Murphy's possession?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a driver's license, a Florida driver's license of Rashad Murphy?
Correct.
At some point, did you actually receive from Mr. Alava video footage from the Ring camera for the time frame of when those people, or when whoever it was that rented that Airbnb here in Tampa?
Yes.
What time period was covered for the rental of that Airbnb here in Tampa?
The afternoon to evening of the Saturday the 22nd to the afternoon of Sunday the 23rd.
Not only did you get video footage from Mr. Alava of the Ring camera, did you yourself go to that Airbnb and take video footage of the Airbnb and the surrounding backyard and the parking lot of the Airbnb?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Where is the Ring camera located at that Airbnb on 3703 Gazebo Lane in Tampa, Florida?
It's at the front door if you're looking at the door off to the left.
Is there any other Ring camera on that property?
No.
I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification, States Exhibit number. At this time, we've introduced into evidence States Exhibit 60 and States Exhibit 61A, B, 1 through 5.
Okay, admitted.
And Judge, it's actually 61A through B, 1 through 5.
Okay.
Detective, can you show us what is being shown in this video of 60?
Yeah, we just saw the front door with the camera off to the left, and now I'm walking around to the south side of the building to get to the only other door to that unit. These are some parking spaces on the south side of.
And is this behind where that Airbnb is?
Correct. It's the second unit in, so this is the back gate door to that unit.
And do you have to walk down this grassy dirt path to get there?
Correct.
Is there a timestamp on this video?
Yes, bottom right, 1955.
And is that an accurate timestamp?
It is.
And what's being shown here?
A defendant, Alicia Andrews, came up to the door, appeared to knock on it, and then turned around and walked away.
And what's the approximate time?
1956 now. This is defendant Alicia Andrews walking into the Airbnb.
Detective, does this have audio?
Yes.
I'm going to replay it with the audio. Hold on one second. I'm going to pause it right there. So did you obtain all of the Ring video activations for this front door from Anthony Alava?
I did.
Okay. And is this on June 22nd of 2024, going into the early mornings of June 23rd of 2024, is there any other video footage of anyone captured on this front door Ring camera?
No.
Okay. Based on your investigation, did you determine more than just Alicia Andrews, who's
Rephrase.
based on your investigation, did you determine how many people were at that Airbnb during the course of June 22nd of 2024 and June 23rd of 2024?
Yes.
How many people were there?
5 people.
Who were those 5 people?
The defendants in this case, Alicia Andrews and her co-defendants, Isaiah Chance, Sean Gaithright, Davion Murphy, and Rashad Murphy.
You see that at the time when Miss Andrews is first shown, what was the approximate time on this video where she's seen knocking and then shortly thereafter entering into the Airbnb?
Knocking approximately 7:55 p.m. on the 22nd and entering 7:56 p.m. on the 22nd.
Did you also obtain a search warrant for the defendant's phone records, her cell site information, and timing advance for her cell phone?
I did.
And in one of these videos, can you actually see her holding a pink phone?
Yes.
And based on your looking at the timing advance records of Miss Andrews' phone, did you determine when she arrived in the area of this Airbnb, and does it correspond with her entering into this particular Airbnb?
Yeah, her phone arrived into the vicinity of the Airbnb at approximately 7:52 p.m., 3 minutes before the activation on the Ring.
Okay. Did you also obtain cell phone records for the co-defendant in this case and boyfriend to the defendant, Isaiah Chance?
Yes.
And what about Sean Gaithright?
Yes.
And were you able to get cell site information, location data for both Isaiah Chance and Sean Gaithright's phone?
Yes.
And what time did both of their phones approximately arrive at this location?
Both of their phones arrived around the same time, 7:52 p.m.
And is there no other activation of this front door other than the defendant, Alicia Andrews, entering into this Airbnb?
On the 22nd, no.
Okay. And do you see if can you tell me what is shown in this front door angle where she immediately knocks and then eventually comes back?
Yes, so this camera is pointing east from the building to the parking spaces in front of the unit.
Okay. Are there any parking spaces that are open and empty for somebody to park in?
3 that I can see.
Do you ever see a black Chevy Impala pull up to this townhome?
No.
Do you ever see a silver Chevy Cruze pull up to this townhome?
No.
Did you have a phone record for the co-defendant Davian Murphy?
Yes.
And were you able to get cell site location and data information from Davian Murphy's phone?
Yes.
Does it show his phone arriving at this Airbnb on Gazebo Pond Lane in Tampa, Florida on June 22nd of 2024?
It does.
What time does he arrive?
Approximately 7:57, 5 minutes after the first three defendants arrive.
And do you ever see Davian Murphy enter into this front door?
No.
What about Rashad Murphy
No.
on June 22nd of 2024?
No.
What about Sean Gathright?
No.
And that video that we just saw where we show a back door that you have, how far do you have to walk around to get to that back door and through that gate?
It's approximately a 50 feet walk from the front door.
And is there video footage that is collected from this Ring camera from June 23rd, 2024, after the homicide had occurred?
Yes.
Is this from the following day after the homicides occurred?
Yes, 2:09 p.m. on June 23rd.
And who's being depicted now on this Ring camera?
Isaiah Chance briefly stepped out.
And what time is it now on June 23rd of 2024?
2:58 p.m.
And what else is of note in this particular shot?
Isaiah Chance walks up to at this point in the investigation, an unrecognized vehicle.
What do we see now?
Defendant Alicia Andrews walking out.
What's she carrying?
Bags?
Day before, did you see anyone load bags into this Airbnb?
No.
Who do we see there?
Davion Murphy?
Ever see him enter the Airbnb on June 22nd of 2024?
No.
Is that another photo of him entering?
Correct.
Do you know where he got the stuff that he was carrying to that vehicle that's placed in the front of the camera?
No.
Is the direction of where he's coming from lead to eventually the back door of this Airbnb?
Correct.
Is there another individual that we just saw on this Airbnb camera?
Yes, Sean Gathright.
And again, on June 23rd of 2024?
Correct.
Do we have any video footage of showing how he got into this Airbnb?
No, we do not.
What are we seeing here?
This is co-defendant Sean Gathright coming back to the door and apparently talking to someone, giving him the code to the door.
Okay, and is that vehicle no longer there?
Yeah, yes, the vehicle SUV is gone now.
Do you see any black Chevy Impala in this video?
No.
And again, what direction is he walking in?
Towards the rear door.
Who's the only defendant that is not shown in this Airbnb video?
Defendant Rashad Murphy,
What's his nickname again?
Ghost 187.
Now, I want to ask you about that vehicle that is pulled up where you can see that they're loading bags into that vehicle. During the course of your investigation, did you determine what that vehicle was?
Yes, it was an Uber.
Okay. And did you do research to locate which Uber came to that address at 3703 Gazebo Lane?
Yeah, I confirmed the exact Uber.
And, Your Honor, may we approach the bench?
Yes? Members of the jury, it's 5:10, so it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and break for the evening. So we are making good progress, okay? I just want you guys to know. And I know you guys have been very patient with us and working hard, and it's greatly appreciated. So we will be on our evening recess. Just remember my previous admonition. Don't do any independent research, talk to anybody about this case, or listen, watch, or read any news accounts or social media accounts, all right? Great. See you all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
All right.
Okay, very good. All right, so Detective, same rules since you've not yet been cross-examined. You cannot talk to anybody about anything related to this case, including the prosecutors. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Sure.
Okay,
Good evening.
very good. Okay, so let's talk about the defendant's interview with law enforcement, okay?
Yes, Judge.
So, if I'm hearing defense correctly, you want the information left in, the statements from Detective Ramos dealing with the potential penalty the defendant is facing to show what? So what is the context you're attempting to show?
So, the issue is a little completely different. What I want to show is what this detective is saying to Ms. Andrews and why she's responding the way that she's responding. The conversation itself, the interrogation itself, if you cut out parts of it, you're going to misinterpret what she's saying, why she's saying it, and how she's saying it. There's points in time where the detectives are yelling and screaming, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're threatening her, sometimes they're telling her things about other people's cases and whatnot to get her to do and say certain things. So if you start cutting out pieces of what they're saying, and then you say, this is what Alicia Andrews said in the interrogation room, this is why she said it, or she's lying about this, telling the truth about that.
Well, hold on, because just the only thing at this point the state wants to take out are the statements or the representations the detective makes as to any potential sentence she's facing, correct?
I don't think
Yes,
that's
Your
right.
Honor. Judge, that is, there are additional things, correct, but mostly it is the references to a life sentence, what will happen to her if she's in prison.
Well, what else are you
she's
trying to
facing.
cut out?
Judge, there is a series of statements by the law enforcement officer that specifically references the evidence in the case and a jury. There are points that I want to take out where they're basically saying you're going to be convicted, you're going to be found guilty. Judge, I don't know why they would want that in there.
Me either, but they do, so.
Judge, and there are certain statements along those same lines where they're specifically talking about a jury and what the jury will find and what the jury will think, which I think is completely inappropriate statements to make to the jury. The jury's going to make what they want of the evidence on their own. They shouldn't be told by a detective what to think or what to make of the evidence.
And if they do not want the detective's statements, and the statements that he made, and again, this is not just about that she was going to serve a life sentence, because there are several more statements that the state is identifying. But if they don't want the statements to come in from what the detective said, then none of it should come in.
Okay, so state, why can this not be cured like with a limited instruction, similar to what is requested? Oftentimes when this comes up, it's because law enforcement will be confronting a defendant with other evidence, and there's an instruction that can be given that the jury's not to consider the opinions of law enforcement. So why can't that cure the problem?
Judge, normally it's the defendant asking for that.
I know, but we're not normal. Listen, I know. Listen, it's not your job, okay, to do their job. And it's not their job to do your job. They say they want the whole thing in. So now my question to you is, since they've made the decision, meaning the defense, that they want the whole thing in, why can a limiting instruction not cure the problem?
Judge, because it's not relevant. What the detectives are saying is it's not appropriate for the jury to even consider what the potential sentence will be.
I know, but can't I tell the jury that?
Judge, it is several statements of the detective saying you're throwing your life away, you're going to be in prison for the rest of the life. We're talking murder 1, you are going to be in for life. And then there are several more references to prison. He says things 30 to life that she's facing. There's even context where the detectives are saying that she could do life and all the other people in this case that really killed a person could get away with it. Like, all of that, I think, is misleading to the jury and inappropriate for the jury to hear.
And I don't understand how you take all of that out when there's more. I think the limiting instruction is just fine. If the court says to the jury, which it does in the jury instructions that are read before they go to delivery, that the jury is not to consider a sentence or anything like that.
Well, I would give a limiting instruction at the time Detective Ramos testifies about the interview.
That's fine with me as well.
So that's what I'm inclined to do.
Judge, if I can speak just briefly on
Sure.
this. Doherty's handling this, but I'm pretty familiar with the case law on this. There's nothing wrong with the state redacting a statement in their case in chief. Under the rule of completeness, if we do a recording, if we redact a recording, depending on relevance and the court's ruling upon relevance, the defense can then put the remainder on in their case in chief. Normally, I think what Ms. Doherty's trying to point out is it's normally the defendant trying to exclude portions of a statement, and that's not the case here. I realize that. But there's nothing to prevent us from chopping up this recording and putting in what we deem fit to put in, as long as it's relevant and deemed to be relevant by the court. The defense then has an opportunity in their case in chief to put the remainder in if they wish, if it's also deemed to be relevant by the court.
Well, they have to wait for the defendant's case in chief? Couldn't they ask pursuant to the rule of completeness that it be played in its entirety at the time it's admitted?
Right, and the way that works under at least the law that I've reviewed, and I just looked at this last year on a case that I was preparing for trial on, they can present that in their case in chief.
Well, you guys need to get some case law. So I've looked at case law, okay? What I could find, both of you do. So I guess tomorrow you need to bring 2 versions. One that's redacted, the way you want it redacted. The second one that's not redacted, that's the whole thing. And so when it comes to sentencing, the penalty is irrelevant to the jury's sole responsibility of determining a defendant's guilt or innocence, that the jury cannot be privy to the myriad factors which must be considered in sentencing, and that the court's advising the jury of the possible penalty is wholly inconsistent with the jury's responsibility to disregard the consequences of its verdict and tends to encourage a deplorable phenomenon which has come to be referred to as, quote, jury pardon, close quote.
So I'll actually put case law on the record.
Okay.
For this rule of completeness issue, Whitfield versus State.
What's this? Tell me the site.
It's 933 Southern 2nd, 1245 is the first DCA case from 2006, which states that when a writing or recorded statement or part thereof is introduced by a party, an adverse party may require him or her at that time to introduce any other part or any other writing or recorded statement that in fairness ought to be considered contemporaneously, and an adverse party is not bound by evidence introduced under this section.
Right, which is what I just said. They don't, the rule of completeness doesn't require the defendant have to put it on in their case in chief. It just requires that the interview or the statement has to be produced in its entirety when it's originally produced, okay?
That's just the case law.
Right,
I'm not going against what you're saying, I'm just citing case
Right,
law.
you're just affirming what I just ruled, which is great. Okay, so any other cases?
No, unless there's something that the
Okay,
state has. that-
so anyway, state, honestly, you're gonna need to come up with something, okay?
Judge, we'll send you case law tonight.
Okay.
I'm defense counsel.
Very good. So then, assuming it stays in, I'm inclined to give a limiting instruction where I would tell the jury they're to disregard any opinions by law enforcement regarding any potential sentence. As we discussed during jury selection, the province of the jury is solely to determine the guilt or innocence, and the province of the court is strictly its mind to determine the appropriate sentence. Okay? Something to that effect. Okay? Very good. See you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Court's adjourned.